opened up those doors and there was a floating jacuzzi. Good morning and welcome to Soho. We're outside of the office, got a really busy day. And actually, I just remembered this time once when I sold an apartment. Hello, good morning. When I sold an apartment that was renovated like a sex church.
Like a sex church.
I shouldn't say that in my office. Anyway, the address was 61 West 62nd Street. Apartment 21 ABCE. It was like a combination apartment. It was this whole thing was totally crazy. It's gonna take forever. But it was renovated when you went inside, right? Like it was a Catholic church in Spain. Like the owners had found all of this crazy stuff, this millwork, these pews, these confessionals, everything, and they put it into this apartment to make this beautiful, very unique and very specific home. And then there was a few things that I started noticing as I was walking through. So I was like, oh, this is fine. Maybe it hasn't sold because of price. Maybe it hasn't sold because of, the market, etc. But I started seeing things for swings.
Grace, are you okay?
Oh, that's interesting. And then I started seeing little cameras, right? Little cameras. And I was like, this is interesting. This is not your normal apartment, right? I don't know what the swings are for. I don't know what the cameras are for. I wonder really what's going on here. And I'm sort of thinking, I'm like, maybe the hook for the swings are for, I don't know, plants, right? Maybe the cameras are just for security. There's a crazy security system all set up here. I have no idea. But then there are these sliding doors right in the middle of the apartment. I wonder what those doors are for. Like literally in the middle of the living room. Opened up those doors and there was a floating jacuzzi with a hook and cameras. I was like, okay, I know exactly what's going on here. These are very, very, very Catholic swingers. That's what's going on. And these are about to be my new clients. Awesome. How do I sell around that, right? How do I do that? How do I deal with the distractions that are little details like that? But outside of all of that, really, it was the dark millwork, the dark floors, the dark everything that made it a tough sell. I put it on the market, just under $5 million. And what I didn't also realize was because of all the cameras, where you'd have a party and your friends would get freaky in that room, and then you go in this room and you could turn on the TVs and be like, dude, look at Bob and Sally going crazy. Is that the owners? Hello, going up?
Out.
Okay, you come out. Oh, elevator faux pas. The owners would also watch me as I was doing all the showings. So as I was doing a showing and walking through, I would get text messages on my phone. They'd be like, hey, why did you just say that about that floor? Hey, why didn't you just tell them that that was a 16th century confessional booth from the church of blah, 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 blah. I'm like, how do you know where I am? Because they were watching me the entire time.
Always watching.
Totally crazy. Fast forward, the apartment's a really, really, really difficult sell. My office open? Nope. They're on a meeting. I don't even have any place to go. So what made it difficult to sell was the interior renovations. It wasn't all the freakiness and the kinkiness and the sexiness, right? And so I had to find someone really, really, really specific. And this is where I learned how to create a target market. Finding somebody who wanted to be on 62nd Street on the Upper West Side. Finding somebody who needed that amount of space. Finding somebody who was okay doing a renovation. So I eventually found a woman who wanted that amount of space, whose father was a general contractor and who had been looking but didn't necessarily want to be that far south on the Upper West Side because it was on 62nd Street, it wasn't on 72nd or in the 70s or the 80s. I put her and the owner together. Sparks flew. Not the kind of sparks you're thinking about, but sparks just flew. And we eventually got a deal done. I want to go into our snack bucket here. I want to keep, a solid chocolate chip. And we eventually got a deal done at $4.4 million. And that is how I sold the sex church apartment by myself, under camera coverage, finding the target market of the type of person who wanted that type of space, because everybody else on the Upper West Side did not want a Catholic sex church. apartment. They just didn't want it. It just didn't work for anybody. But we found the right price, found the right buyer, and we got the deal done. It's where I learned how to put together target markets, where I learned how to see past imperfections in homes and really focus on the positives, which in that apartment were size and really, really, really strong ceilings. Really strong ceilings. How about that? I have to get back to work.